4th ITS World Congress, this is the Future of Mobility podcast series, conversations with the leaders redefining how the world moves, presented by the Transportation Channel in partnership with ITS America Events.
Welcome to the Transportation Channel podcast, presented in partnership with ITS America Events. I'm your host, Alan Clelland, and we're reporting here from the ITS World Congress in Atlanta, Georgia, bringing you expert insights into innovations, challenges, and solutions driving the future of mobility worldwide. For this episode, I'm excited to welcome our guest today, Shobhit Jain of Rekor. Shobhit, thank you for joining me and talking to our audience here today.
Thank you for having me, Alan.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Could we please start our chat by you giving us a brief introduction of yourself and your position at Rekor?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a Chief Product Technology Officer at Rekor. And just to provide a quick background what Rekor does, Rekor is a roadway intelligence company. And we are using our AI and data to address real-world challenges and really transforming the transportation industry. My role as a Chief Product and Innovation Officer is to bridge product innovation and technology. So we're not building isolated tech. We're building the complete solutions. And those solutions are there for us to not just focus on today's solution, problem needs, but also future needs. So we're cutting edge to address the intelligent infrastructure for the future.
Excellent, excellent. Well, congratulations on being in such an exciting environment. Yeah. So Rekor is currently working with several state DOTs. Right. Yeah. Including large-scale deployments like Texas and Ohio. Can you walk us through how your incident detection technology has transformed day-to-day traffic operations by those agencies?
Yeah, sure. So when we deploy and work with DOTs like Texas or Ohio, the first thing we notice is that there's a complete rhythm change when it comes to their day-to-day activities. They're no longer staring at the cameras to catch the next incident. Our AI is doing all the hard work. Our AI is watching, detecting really in a very fast and accurate way. And what it does, it creates a ripple effect. So recently we deployed at Austin. And since we launched our AI, our command platform, it not only finds the incident 80% faster, it's also able to help the DOTs to clean up the incidents much faster. And once you do that, you're able to remove the secondary crashes as well. And also get the commute back to normal and safer way. And that's what the DOTs wants. Uh-huh. And the third thing is that I think with our deployment, one of the things we have noticed, a cultural shift. The DOT's traffic engineers, they feel like they're empowered because they feel they're not working for the technology. Technology is working for them.
And you actually see this. There's a clear change in the way they are operating within their control centers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are able to see directly on the control centers the incidents they would have missed before without our platform.
Well, incident detection is all about speed and accuracy of detection.
Right.
How does Rekor's AI platform detect and classify incidents faster than what they were using, a more traditional sensor-based system?
Yeah, it's a great question. So traditionally, you need some kind of trigger for a sensor. For example, a camera. It could be even a roadside sensor. Something needs to happen to trigger it.
Yes.
We're totally taking a different route. What we're doing is we're taking source data from multiple signals. It could be from connected vehicles. It could be real-time traffic patterns, roadway activities, and of course, camera feeds. So we're infusing all that data into one clear decision. And that's what makes the incident detection much faster. So that's where the speed comes. And we have made the incident detection 8.4 minutes faster. So if you think in terms of 8.4 minutes faster, that means that they're cleaning the incidents 44 minutes faster. And we're also testing against the ground truth. And we have found that it's 80% accurate. So in this process, they're not just looking to get an incident, they're also able to understand that if it's a stalled vehicle or a debris, it's classified. And all it's doing is that based on the speed and accuracy, is building the trust. They know that what they're seeing is real. It's not something that they have to go and validate somewhere else.
Well, they're used to getting different feeds from different cameras, sensors, and even third-party providers. You know, they've got patrols out there. How does your Rekor software, and I think is it the command with the service systems?
Right.
Yeah. How do they integrate these different streams of data that you've been talking about into actionable real-time view from the operator?
No, that's a great question. Again, going back to the point that we are not just taking one signal or one feed, we're taking into multiple signal feeds.
Right.
But we also know that data, there's no lack of data when it comes to DOTs. They got tons of data,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But it's all scattered. It's everywhere.
Uh-huh.
So think of
And
us-
hard to digest some of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So think of us as a glue. We're a glue. We're taking all this data into a single place where they're able to not go into multiple screens. They can see at this one control center, and they can able to look at not the data, but the actionable insights. And
the actual
insight.
the actual insights
Yeah,
into it
because they're-
that are being derived by your AI software.
That's correct. And those actionable insights become much more important if it's also part of their workflow. So one of the example I will give you, going back to Texas, we're not only taking the data, making it very easy for them to act upon, we're also incorporating into their current workflow. If they have advanced traffic management system, we're not going to put our system there. We're going to make it easy with our APIs to integrate into their system. Now, if they're already used to that workflow, they don't have to remove that workflow. They don't have to remove their system. We're not there to take our system and relearn their methods. We want them to make their life easy. So that's what, for us, is to remove the cognitive load. And how to remove the cognitive load to make their life easy in terms of their work.
That's fascinating. These open interfaces and two different systems there.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that's probably an answer to my next question that I had for you. That we've seen Rekor projects start as pilots,
Right.
and then scale to full statewide programs. What are the key factors that help DOTs to go from testing your system to deploying it across an entire state? And obviously those interfaces are an important part of that.
So the pilot is a big part of how we able to have deployment with our customers, again, like Texas, Ohio, Oregon. And it always starts small. It always starts with one city or even one corridor, few cameras, maybe few insights. And we want to start small because what we want to do is trying to show the transparency, how our system works. So I mentioned about the ground truth testing. We want to make sure they're able to see the data that we're providing is actually accurate. We also want to make sure that they're able to see the expected results. When they start seeing that, the incidents are being notified so much faster. The secondary crash is getting reduced. That's when they start seeing the results and they start believing it. And they know that this is something they can able to deploy into their entire workflow. And the other aspect is, in addition to the expected results, is how easy for them to integrate into their current services. So deployment becomes the key. We don't want to make it hard for them. What they're buying is not data. They're buying outcomes. And the only way we can make their outcomes easy if it's become easily deployment. So the balance of expected results and the easy deployment, that would really make the pilot to be scaled. And I think that's where Rekor has really shown in the last few years since we have launched.
That's tremendous. But you must, through your process here, and I'm getting back to those open interfaces, which is an integral part of what you're talking about, you must have good relationships with the other system suppliers, component suppliers, to work with them to be able to make all this work together.
Yeah, exactly. I think one thing we have done is that we also build in the background our data and our platform extremely interoperable with advanced traffic management
It's
systems.
interoperability. It goes beyond just simple data transfer. It's interoperability because
It's plug and play.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that it's plug and play from the start. So example, going back to one of the ATMS system at Texas is Lone Star.
yes.
And Lone Star, we have working in the background even before we start deploying with Texas.
Oh.
We have direct relationship with Lone Star, and makes it very easy because we don't have to go through Texas. we're already kind of going with Lone Star to Texas to understand how they're able to get their end result.
And there's no replacement of Lone Star needed.
No.
You're actually enhancing the use of Lone Star through all the work that you're doing with the incident detection
That's exactly
and
right, Alan.
identification as well. Are the agencies taking, and are you taking, this analysis that you've got and the insight that you're providing on the incidents and looking ahead into the future to say, well, we've got this pattern happening here from the data that we're seeing. You should be looking at this to avoid incidents in the future.
Yes. So you're almost seeing our product roadmap, which is great.
Oh, sorry.
No, I really love that question. That was our future strategy and how we're actually advancing our future platform in AI. I think there are three things which I believe that, and it's already happening, which we're going to start keeping more investing. The first is automation. We have already built a very robust automation process in the front end, which is incident detection. So like I mentioned, that we can identify incidents 8.4 minutes faster. Now we want to bring this automation to the entire workflow. And it'd be great for us to not just have automation of the detection, but also of the clearance of the incidents, the deployment of the resources, able to get the commute and traffic smoother, in getting the information to the commuters that this incident has been cleaned up.
Right.
So they're actually more aware of it. That workflow has to be also automated. And I believe that we have a fantastic AI, but on top of that, we are working on building agentic AI. So that is not based on specific tasks. It can actually build a workflow based on certain condition and business rules. So we're very excited to how we can advance the automation through our agentic AI. The second thing part is prediction model you mentioned. So not just being proactive, but how we can be preventive.
Yes. Yeah.
So looking at the congestion patterns, if we can able to look at the congestion patterns and able to forecast risk, that they can able to intervene before accident happens.
So it actually happens, and avoid it. Yeah.
So that part is extremely part of our future roadmap. I think that's something is going to require to work again with a lot of ecosystem partners, with not just GOTs, with other data suppliers. And then we have to also with autonomous vehicles and connected vehicles. But I believe that Rekor is in a great position because, like I said, we are glue. We are using our platform to bring all the data together.
Yeah.
So I think we're in a great position to actually make that faster. And the last thing, which I feel very strongly about it, I think all the DOTs want safe. Every city, every DOT wants their cities and the communities to be safe. It's not just for one specific DOT, it's for everyone. So we want to make sure that it's sustainable and there's an equity involved in it. And how do we make that? We want to make sure that our systems are extremely cost effective. So we want to make it constantly making techniques that how can be not only easily deployed, they're very relevant to that particular DOT. Maybe they don't need all the bells and whistles. They need something that is just about situation awareness and make it much more cost-effective price point so they can adopt and make the community safer.
So that's a very good point, Dad. What kind of measurable cost savings and safety improvements or requirements have DOTs seen?
Tremendous.
Yes.
I think this is where it really hit the rubber hits the road. It becomes really real. So again, going back to 8.4 minutes faster incident detection.
Yes.
That is 44 minutes faster of cleaning up the incidents, which means that there's a 29% reduction in secondary crashes.
Immediately, yes.
Which is $750,000 annual savings just for the Austin City metro area, which also means additional $1.7 million of productivity increase because you have less traffic.
Yep.
If you add that, that's $2.5 million savings or efficiency just for Austin traffic cities. You scale that for the entire wide state program, you're talking about tens of millions of savings. And that is just through our current deployment.
Phenomenal. And looking ahead a little bit further, just very quickly.
Yes.
Do you see AI-powered instant detection, traffic analytics? Where do you see that heading in the next 5 years?
I think there's a convergence of industries, which is going to bring a proliferation of data. So we got to be very smart of that we are looking at data in a way that we're addressing the business use cases. Like I mentioned, the prediction model is going to be extremely important. And how are we able to also connect the transportation infrastructure to other infrastructure, to the power grids, to energy lines. So I can totally see that based on the transportation traffic, you may want to able to adjust your power grid because that will help you do the savings or increase your capacity. So I think the intersection industry is going to become a big factor of how we drive the use cases.
Phenomenal. Well, Shobhit, thank you very, very much for this fascinating insight into Rekor, but also this new technology and the benefits we could get from it. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, Alan, for having me.
See you and Rekor in the future. So that's a wrap from the ITS World Congress. Thanks for tuning into the Transportation Channel, where the future of mobility comes to life. Catch more conversations, stories, and innovations at thetransportationchannel.com. Thank you.
Live from ITS World Congress, this has been the Future of Mobility podcast series. For podcast membership information or to explore partnership opportunities, contact partnerships@thetransportationchannel.com.